Uh, so it's Heather again. I guess this is the angle. I'm gonna be taking this video and today. My phone is charging on the counter because it's too low to have it uncharged. So I'm sitting on a stool at my counter beside my sink that's still full of dishes that stink. But at least look at this. I did not just like wet down my hair. Oh, now it's like blurry and unfocused. It's fine. I'm not a professional. Okay, there it goes. Did not just wet down my hair. I actually took a shower and washed it. I used like 6 pumps of shampoo when I normally use like 1. Disgusting. All right, so how about today's topic is like a day in the life of a med student. I think that's like a popular topic. I don't know. Let me pick this up. That's okay. All right, this is better. I think maybe you can see me a little bit better and it's not as weird. Okay, what the heck? Okay, day in the life of okay, let's see if this stays there. Day in the life of a med student. Okay. So, that was a dog hair in my mouth. Alarm time, 6:30 a.m. Class, 8 a.m. until noon, and then lunch, and then more class this afternoon, and then a meeting at 2:30, and then more studying tonight for an exam bright and early at 8 a.m. Okay, that's how my day should be going. But it's 10 o'clock right now. And this is how my day has gone so far. I know 100% I set my alarm for 6:30 last night before I went to sleep. I must have turned off my alarm when it went off at 6:30. I don't remember, and I overslept, and I didn't wake up until 9 o'clock. And I found my phone in the crack between the bed and the wall down on the floor. So I must have been fumbling with it, turned it off, and then it fell behind the bed, and I just left it there and went back to sleep. Or I was asleep the whole time because I don't remember anything. So I did not go to class at 8 o'clock. And then what did I do? I walked the dog, and I should have come back in and had a healthy breakfast of soft-boiled eggs and cottage cheese with pineapples. But I went to McDonald's and I had 2 apple pies, a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, a hash brown, and an orange juice. And then I came back and I showered, and my dog has vomited on my bed, so there's that. My dishes are still gross. There's dog vomit on my bed. I need to take the trash out. I've got like 2 bags of it now. My apartment stinks. I have an exam tomorrow. I'm not at class, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready for tomorrow, but I'm gonna make this video, and then what am I gonna do after that? I am gonna clean up a little bit, and I'm going to attempt to study, and then I'm still gonna go to that meeting at 2:30, and then I'm just gonna keep studying, and I'll probably go to bed between like 11 and 12 at the point where like I start doing that weird thing where like I'm getting really tired, and like I'll hold one eye and like keep the other one opened, and then I'll when that one's too tired I'll like, and then it's pointless at at that point, but I still do it. And then probably get up 4 or 5 and study for a couple more hours and go take an exam. So like that is a day in the life of a med student. I'd say we probably have class, like, depending on the week, probably like 25 to 30 hours a week is class. And then they say per lecture hour, you're supposed to have like 3 hours study for every lecture hour. But even on a light week, say it was like, we don't have light weeks, but just if it was like a 20-hour week, 3 hours per every, that's like 60 on top of that, 60 and 20, and that would be like a light week, 80 hours. And then let's say it's like a 30, you know, that's like 90 and 30, and then you've got like 120 hours a week that you would supposed to be devoting to school. And maybe there are people out there that can do that, but that is not me. So if there's that much class, say if there's like 30 hours of class a week, I might go to like 20 of those hours, and then I might study. I try to study like 3 hours a day. That's usually what I try, like sometimes on a Saturday or a Sunday. My goal, I don't really have like time limits on Saturdays and Sundays. It's more like I try to get through 6 lectures. That is like my goal, to get through 6 lectures on a Saturday, 6 lectures on a Sunday. But it's probably, like, if I'm realistic, a lot of weekends, it's like 6 for the entire weekend. What else? I know some people in my class, like, they make time to exercise every day. That is amazing. Like, they meal prep. That is also amazing. It probably makes a person's life 1,000 million times better. And I do cook a lot, and then, like, you know, since I'm used to like cooking for my whole family of 5 people, I have leftovers, so I do that a lot. But I also like eat fast food a lot, and it's easy to swing through when I don't feel like cooking or doing anything. And I want to exercise, but I don't. I think behind me you can see. Oh, what's that? An exercise bike back there? With no rider. Yeah, basically. So, what else? What does a typical day look like? Yeah, a lot of days it looks some days it's like today, where I'm just like, you know, struggling to catch up. Like, I'm on the struggle bus. I'm not even on the struggle bus. Like, I wish I was on the struggle bus. Maybe I was on the struggle bus and like I got knocked off the struggle bus, and now I'm on like the struggle bike. And I wish I was on the struggle bus. But like, I usually start out each block with very good intentions, very high hopes, and I go to all the classes and, you know, like really listen and try to like stay caught up and do like 3 hours a study each day on top of that. But then I invariably fall behind because it's like a grueling schedule. And then it, like, by 4 to 5 weeks in, which is where I'm at right now, then all I'm doing is, instead of like taking in the new things that come in every single day, I'm just like studying for what's next. We usually have like 2 to 3 exams every week, and Excuse me. Ooh, that was a burp. And then all I'm doing is studying for the next thing. Like, you know, next thing, next thing, next thing. Like, not taking in any of the new things. So I might have like 2 or 3 days to like study for the next thing. And it's really not the best strategy. It would be awesome to like study all the things all of the days. I just haven't been able to make that work at this point. Not necessarily that I've given up hope of trying to make that work. It's just this is working, as in I'm still here and I'm still passing. So it's what I do. I don't nap every day, but like I usually try to like rest for at least like 30 minutes sometime in the afternoon. And even like I live super close to school. Like I live less than half a mile from my school, which I would highly recommend to anyone. Like live very close to your school, and in that way, like during your lunch break, like if you're an introverted person like me and being in a lecture hall of a lot of people all day long, if it's draining to you, like you can come back to your apartment and, you know, like sneak in a 20 or 30 minute rest or meditation. That I actually do that a lot too. Like I meditate or use like a hypnosis or like ASMR videos every day, usually either to like fall asleep or when I get up or like at lunch, and then, you know, have a quick bite and then go back out. Yeah, that's what that looks like. I study at home a lot. I have a dog, and I would, for a first year med student, I would not recommend getting a puppy. Like if you have an older dog, okay, that's cool, but like don't get a puppy. Like I got a puppy, she's almost a year old. I got her like the end of last April, I think. And I worked with her a lot, you know, getting her ready to come here, you know, like crate training her and potty training her and, you know, all of those things. But even still, like, she is still like very puppyish at 11 months old, and it's a lot of work. And like, I can't crate her all the time. So I study a lot in my apartment just to be with her. And I should probably study somewhere else, like, you know, have motivation to study, be with other people studying. Yeah. I just make friends with people who are good studiers and then like lure them over to my apartment with the promises of dinner. And so hopefully their good study habits can rub off on me, and to some extent that helps. Like being in the presence of other people who are good studiers helps me. I don't always stay on track. Like I check my phone, or like I talk to my kids, or pet the dog, or take the dog out, or, you know, like a million other things. But, you know, having another person there who is a good studier, like it does help me stay on track a little bit. And then I usually, like, again, I'll take the dog out like maybe like 4 or 5 times a day. I'll have dinner at like 6. So if I get up at like about 7, I get ready, I go to class at 8, I'm there until noon, come back for like an hour, have a little nap, have a little food, go back out to like lab or lecture or whatever is in the afternoon, come back. There are some people at my school that I see that they just like stay at school like after the end of the day, and they just go like right into it. And a part of me wishes that I could do that, you know, because if we're done by, most days we are done, we're always done by 5 o'clock. But a lot of days we can even be done by 2, 3, 4 o'clock. And say we're done by 3 o'clock. it would be awesome if, you know, I could do my 3 or 4 hours of study and just like get it done all at once. So I'd be done by 6 or 7 and then come and eat dinner and have the rest of the evening to myself and watch TV or whatever. But that is not how I operate. Like, I'm at school if I'm at school all day and then I come back and I do usually like decompress in some way, either like try to sneak in a little nap, eat some cottage cheese in my bed. That was actually happening yesterday. I had a friend who had like a super busy day and was like at meetings and all that, and I was like, hey, you know, what are you doing? And she was like, oh, I'm like leaving this meeting. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, eating cottage cheese in bed. And so I might try to sneak in a little nap, a little meditation, a little time with the dog, something like that. And taking a nap taking a full-on nap where like I actually go to sleep, it's wonderful and terrible at the same time. Like, I need the sleep. I feel like I'm always working off a sleep debt, which is probably why I like accidentally slept in this morning from the 15 hours of sleep I had the 3 days before that. What was I talking about? Working off the sleep debt, 15 hours of sleep. I don't even know. Taking a nap. So taking naps can be wonderful or terrible. Wonderful in that, yay, sleep is good. But the thing is, I don't usually wake up feeling rested, and it takes me a while, not kind of to wake up. Like, I wake up and then like I'm not one of those people that like I wake up and I'm like, yeah, get up and do all the things. I'm like, wake up and lay there for an inordinate amount of time and do none of the things. So sometimes, like, if I set my alarm and I'm like, I'm gonna take a 1 hour nap, that 1 hour nap turns into a 2 hour nap, and then like half an hour of me like hitting the snooze button after that, like, oh, get up, get up, get up, and then I'm like, nope, and I don't, and then it turns into like 2.5 hours, and then I might start studying at like 5:30, but then by 6:30, and then it's like, well, it's dinner time, I gotta make something for dinner, and then I might get started again after that by like 7:30, and then I start getting tired around like 10 o'clock, so my study after that is never as productive, and it's like, it's never just like straight study. It's study for a few minutes, pet the dog, study for a few minutes, check the phone, so that is a typical day in the life of this med student. And then I'm usually in bed by usually by 11. And because at the end of the day, I'm just pooped. I'm just done. The early mornings just really do me in. So I'm usually in bed by 11. And then if I need to get up and study some more, I get up early and do it instead of keep doing it like through the night, because I can't do that. I can't like pull all-nighters. Not that anyone should, but I can't, even if I wanted to. As far as like grocery shopping and things like that, I usually do like either Instacart or Shipt, SHIPT, and have somebody deliver my groceries. And you know, it's pretty easy, like once you've done it before, you know, like you can just like, you know, hit the button and all your same things can end up in your basket, and then you just like can be like, oh, I don't actually want that thing, or I want more of this thing, and then it's like already there, and it's super easy, and then they just bring it to you at whatever time. So I do that a lot for shopping. If I have to go to the store for things, like I try, like when I go for like toiletries or, you know, like tissues, paper towels, like soap, that kind of stuff, I usually try to buy like extras of those things and keep them in the closet to so that I don't have to shop for stuff like that as often. Still out of toilet paper though, but you know, it's fine. I have baby wipes and tissues, and what are those things called? Paper towels. I have all those things. Yeah, I try to fit in exercise, but if I'm being honest, it's probably like 2 days of exercise a week, and it might be like walking the dog. I should be getting on that bike and just like, sit here and like study, like hold up some PowerPoint slides and, ride the bike. Like if I'm going to watch a show or something, which I don't watch TV very often, but if I was going to do that, be like, okay, no watching TV unless I get on the bike. But then like, when you're just so extremely tired, I usually talk to my family most days. Like we video chat a lot, or like we text back and forth. I talk to my husband. Like that's an everyday thing. I might do that. What else do I do? Dog maintenance, dog walking, meditation. That's a staple in my life. Sometimes errands, studying. I try to do fun things. Like before med school, I was doing stand-up comedy. It's something I don't do very often anymore. I just feel like I don't have time. And not only that, but like not all of my comedy is super clean, and I just kind of worry about saying something that could like offend somebody or get back out to my school. And I feel like I've worked too hard to damage that. So I don't do stand-up comedy very much anymore, but I like to go to funny things. I feel like my life used to be full of hilariousness, funny movies, like comedy shows. I have a lot of comic friends, but like med school is the least funny thing I have ever done in my life. I think it like actively takes funny from me. I feel like less funny now than I've ever been in my life. But I do like to go to comedy shows sometimes. Like I try to go, I'd say I probably go to like 2 comedy shows a month. Now, the town where I'm in, there's not a lot of comedy stuff going on here, but like there are some towns within like half an hour that like, comedy is happening. Or when I go home, like where I live, comedy is huge. So there's always something going on there. I try to do things with friends. Like it's hard though for like all of my friends at home, because if I'm home on the weekends and I'm there 2 days and I haven't seen my family like all week, or maybe it's even been 2 weeks since I've been home to see my family and I've got 2 days to be with them, it's really, really hard to try to get in time to not only be with my family and study for that test that I've got on Monday when I get back, and but to also visit my friends. And so that you'll probably hear me talk about that a lot if I keep doing these videos, that I am not a great friend. But I get my social time, and I'm not like a hugely social person. I am kind of a homebody. Like I like to go places, and I'll go somewhere like every day, but I'm perfectly fine for a lot of the day to just be at home and be alone. But so the social time that I do feel like I need, it's kind of sad. Like I get it with, like going to, maybe the fun things I do, maybe like once a week I try to do a fun thing, either like, comedy shows a couple times a month, or like go out to eat. Or I don't go to the movies very much anymore. Like that used to be a thing I did a lot, but now I don't very much. Or like I watch like a comedy special on Netflix. That's a good place to watch funny stuff. So those might be the kinds of things that I do for fun. And then to sneak in like social time the rest of the time, it's pretty much just like invite a friend over and study, or like go to like a lunch meeting or something and like talk to people there. like a meeting in the evening, or you know, so for some kind of organization or something. I don't do a lot of that kind of stuff. I feel like a lot of people at my school probably do a lot of things that like build up their CV, those kinds of things. I feel like I'm probably not gonna have a lot of those kinds of things, partly again, like the family, like I still work some, like all of those kinds of things. That takes up a lot of my time that I could be doing those other things. So yeah, that's how like I get my social time. Oh, my dog is whining at me. Luna pups. Yeah, I think that's pretty much. Hey, you want to say hi to the peoples? Hi to the peoples. Luna. Hi, pups. Oh, I hate when you do that. She scratches. She does that like pawing thing, and I'm trying to, nope, be off. And then it like makes my skin all crappy and like welty, and it's like already starting to, but she's a cute little dog. I get a lot of my social interaction with her too. She hugs me. Yeah, I get hugs from my dog. Like I'm used to like having kids hugging me and loving me and hanging on to me a lot, and then I come here all week long and like a husband to go home to and sleep in the bed with. And even if we're like in a king size bed and I'm on my side and he's on his side, like, you know, in the night we might sleep with like our ankles crossed like this in the night. So like, you know, I'm used to touching or being touched a lot, and now like being here, it's like, oh my god, like I'm super starved for touch. Like I'm hug deprived. No one loves me enough here like to have that kind of relationship where, you know, like I'm like hugging someone all the time. But I have my dog. She hugs me, or I hug her, and you know, and she lets me. She doesn't run away or bite me. So there's that. Okay, so this is already a long video. This is like 27 minutes at this point, that I should be using to study or whatever. Like I'm really long-winded and rambly. But that is a day in the life of this med student. Peace. Take care of yourself.